Okay, this is a short explanation of how to reference using the Harvard method. This is one method, there are several you can use, and there's even different methods, there are slight changes depending on which academic subject. So, to start with then, I'm just going to show you an example of how to reference. Now, the subject in this example is immigration, but that is only there, just to emphasise, it's only there to show you how to reference. It's not there because it's involved in any particular aspect of your course. So, there's two stages to referencing. The first part is at the end of your work. You provide a full list of the sources you've used. Okay, now for that list they have to be formatted in a particular way. So these two are books. One of them the textbook that I've recommended, the other one the college handbook. So if you'd used in writing your work those two resources, you would write them out as follows. For the textbook, you put the author's name. So for Harlambus and Holborn, you put the surnames, then their initials. For the college textbook, there's not one particular person, although I was the one that put most of it together. There's not one particular person, it's just the name of an organisation. So either the author, if it's a person, or the organisation. Okay, so that's the first thing. And then if it's a book, in brackets, you put the year that that book was published. Okay. Afterwards, in italics, okay, so you can just highlight there in Word, you put the title of the book. So for Harlambus, that's their title. For Theory Handbook, that's their title. So afterwards, you then put the place where the book was published, the place. So obviously for the Manchester College source, it was in Manchester. For textbooks, or indeed any book, if you look towards the front of the book, it will give you the publishing information. It will tell you the city or the place where the book was published, and then finally you put the name of the publisher. So for books then, name of author, the year in brackets, the title in italics, the place it was published, and the name of the publisher. Okay, so if you want to pause the video here and write that down. Okay, for websites, it roughly follows the same pattern, but there are slight differences obviously because a website is online. Just like before, you give the name of the author or the organisation who has written the source you're using. So in this case it's ONS, which is shorthand for Office of National Statistics. Then, just like with books, you put the year it was written, the website that is. Now for websites, you will often find that year if you scroll right down to the bottom. If you cannot find the year, then in brackets just put no date. Okay, so it's just like books up to this stage. Also like books, you would then put the title of the web page. Now the web page title is not the web address. A title will simply be at the top of the web page. It would tell you what that web page is going to talk about. So for this one in the ONS, it's a bit of a mouthful, but it's the 2013 census, quick statistics, etc. Now this is where it differs for websites. After the title, in brackets, put online. Okay, and that's just labelling it as this is a website. Then you put available at, and then you give the web address, which you can just copy and paste from the address bar. And then the final thing you put is when you looked at that web address, so accessed on whatever the date is. Okay, so that's how you do a web address or a website, and that is how you do your referencing for textbooks, and those should be the two main areas that you're using for references, particularly websites. Now, that's what you write in your reference section. So this is a list, the details and a certain structure of the resources you've used to write your piece of work. But you must do another thing. You must indicate within your writing where you're using these. So I've just got a short section here. Now I've highlighted these in yellow. You don't highlight them in yellow. Okay, but it's just to show you. So if you look here, now like I said, the subject is irrelevant here. It's just to show you how to reference. I found these statistics, which I've used, but they're not my statistics. I haven't gone out and surveyed the British workforce. I've found them in Haralambous and Holborn. So in the text, all you do to indicate that these are from Haralambous and Holborn is put the author's surnames and the year. Then anybody who's reading that can say those stats are from Haralambous and Holborn, and then if we look at the reference section, you've given the full details. So just to return, another example here, some more stats. These are from the ONS. I've just given the name and the year in the text, in the reference section, the full details, and so on and so forth. So here I've actually used Haralambous and Holborn, their names, as part of my sentence. If you do that, then you only have to put the year in brackets. So if you can see here, I've put Haralambous and Holborn suggest that, etc. So because they're part of my actual sentence, you don't put their names in brackets. Okay. And finally, this is a direct quote. So I've put it in speech marks, I've put it in italics, and then after the quote, I've said where that quote is from, the name, the year. In the text, you only ever put the name and the year. You may sometimes, if it's from a textbook, want to put after the year the page number. So you would put a comma, P dot, and then your page number. But that's not possible sometimes with websites because it's just all one big page. Okay, so for now, just the name and the year I'd be happy with. So that is how you do it. Referencing has got two stages. You have your reference section when you list the full details of everything you've used in the format that I've outlined here. So for books, it's surnames, initials, or names of organisation, the year, title of the book, where it was published, by who it was published. For websites, the name of the author or organisation again, the year in brackets once again, the title of the website, followed by in brackets online to indicate it's a website, and then you give the web address, and then the very last thing you say when you've accessed it on. So for all of those, wherever you've used them in the text, you just indicate. So you never put all that information into the text, because it makes your writing very disjointed. You just indicate, yep, I'm getting these statistics from this place, this source. I'm getting these statistics from this source. This idea here, so it may be written in your own words, but the idea is somebody else's, so you still have to say, this idea is from Haralambous and Holborn. And obviously, if it's a direct quote, you obviously have to say that that's from someone else as well. So it's not just about whether it's a direct quote. If the idea is for someone else and you have written it in your own words, you still have to say, indicate, yes, I've got this from somewhere else, and you do that through referencing. So hopefully that has helped in some way as we go through the course, and for your first ungraded module in particular, I will make comments on your work as individuals, because some of you, what tends to happen is a lot of people sort of understand the format that they must lay their work out in the reference section, but they tend to miss out the fact that they must also indicate within their work where they are using the things they have listed at the end of it. Okay, so hopefully that helps a bit. Please, when you're going through the video, pause it. If you're not sure, rewind, go back. Anything else, call me, arrange a meeting with me if you're in class, and hopefully that's helped a little bit. Okay, I know referencing, it's a strange thing, it's not a natural thing to do when you're writing, but it is a key academic skill that when you get to university you will be graded on. If it's not done correctly, you can lose quite a bit of marks. And even on your Access course, under the communication and presentation grading descriptor, you would lose marks within that. Okay, so hopefully that's helped a bit. Okay, thanks.